Matchday 22 in La Liga. EA Sports brought us the game between Atletico de Madrid and Mallorca at the Riyadh Metropolitano. Atletico de Madrid were coming into this game looking to get back to winning ways in La Liga. EA Sports having dropped points in their last two games, following draws against Villarreal and a defeat against Leganés. As for Mallorca, they travel to the capital having lost all four of their games in all competitions of 2025. And they started brightly, but Atletico de Madrid still, regardless of that, had the first clear chances in the game, including the first couple on target. First of it was Llorente, but then it was Alexander Sørloth with a much better chance. He was returning to the starting 11. He was starting up front alongside Julian Álvarez. Antoine Griezmann dropped to the bench for a second consecutive La Liga match. Sørloth and Álvarez starting together for the first time in La Liga since the Madrid derby back in September. But it was Samuel Lino who gave the home side the lead on 25 minutes. Lino actually scored Atletico Madrid's last goal in La Liga. EA Sports, a 1-1 draw here against Villarreal. This time, though, the Brazilian giving the host the lead. This came just a minute after Diego Simeone had made a tactical tweak to the formation, moving to a back three and pushing Samuel Lino to left wing back, so pushing him a bit further and a bit wider up the pitch. He was then picked out by Giuliano Simeone, and the finish across the face of goal was enough to beat Dominic Graef. Atletico de Madrid still kept on pushing. Julian Álvarez cutting over to the left-hand side on more than one occasion, and he was able to find his Argentine compatriot in Giuliano Simeone for the next chance, but Diego Simeone's son was denied by a close save from Dominic Graef. Not a bad run cutting in from the left, and Giuliano Simeone, who was starting on the right, making the run to the edge of the 6-yard box and putting the effort on target. It was a special day at the Riyadh Metropolitano for the Simeone family in general, as this game was also the 500th for Diego Simeone as manager in La Liga. EA Sports. Over 700 games in all competitions, but his 500th in La Liga. Simeone was expecting a corner, that being Giuliano on the pitch with this next chance. He believed the block had come off Samuel Costa, but the referee would only go on to give a goal kick. Images now of the second 45, and this came inside the first minute of the second period. Marcos Llorente playing the cross in from the right, looking for Alexander Sørloth. The Norwegian only able to head over the bar, despite not playing as many games from the start as a few of his teammates. Alexander Sørloth coming into this one was still the La Liga top scorer for Atletico with 8 goals. It was actually Mallorca's striker Kyle Larin who had to block the next effort from Los Colchoneros. Pablo Barrios trying his luck from the edge of the penalty area, but right into the head of the Canadian international Larin. Gorke will try his luck to go for the curling effort from the edge of the box. So the initial corner was headed away by Vedat Murici, but Dominic Graef was there to get two hands to the ball. Mallorca looking to get back in the game with an equaliser, and it was Martin Valiente, the defender, who found his way high up the pitch, bring the ball down on the half volley and going for the shot. It was cleared away for a corner. Mateo Jaume was asking for a penalty from Reinildo Mandava, but the referee would give no such thing to the Mallorca defenders. Mallorca in desperate need of not just a win, but of a goal, as well as the 4 games in all competitions that they'd lost ahead of this one. They'd conceded 11, but had also failed to find the back of the net. That includes defeats against Pontevedra and Real Madrid in the Cup and Super Cup, and then defeats to Villarreal and Real Betis in LaLiga. Simeone, though, was the first manager to make changes. That saw Conor Gallagher and Antoine Griezmann come on to the field of play, replacing Giuliano Simeone and Julian Alvarez. Mallorca kept on pushing, though. Next up, it was Vedat Muriqi, who is struggling this season to score consistently. He's only got 3 goals to his name in LaLiga EA Sports this term, and the touch here, not a good one. He had his teammate Kyle Larin waiting behind to go for the goal, but couldn't let fly. Robin Lenormand then incredibly found himself inside the penalty area, and he played it across the face of goal looking for Antoine Griezmann. It really should have just been a tap-in for the Frenchman, but Lenormand put a lot on the cross and Griezmann was unable to get there. Takuma Asana and then Robert Navarro were the 2 players who came on first for Mallorca. Just to add a bit more pace to the game for the side from the Balearic Islands. Sergi Darder here doing the almost impossible, really, trying to play the ball back across. Ended up coming off the top of the crossbar. Not out for a goal kick or a corner. Pablo Barrios thought he was in behind here with this long ball, but it went over the white line just in front of Diego Simeone, who was able to see the funny side. To his side being denied what could have been a clear goal-scoring opportunity. Takuma Asana with the first moment of flair from him. Managed to put the ball through the legs of Robin Lenormand and see the Spanish international pick up a yellow card. This booking means that Robin Lenormand will miss Atletico's next game in La Liga through suspension, which is the capital derby against Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. So a big loss at the back, that for Atletico. From that free kick, though, Sergi Darder came closer, catching out Jan Oblak, but he did well to just help it onto the crossbar. Angel Correa then came on to replace Koke, who, no surprise, received a standing ovation from the Atletico de Madrid faithful when coming off. Robert Navarro and Asana, the 2 players that come on, did bring a bit more urgency and a bit more flair to the attack of Mallorca. Here they both combined, and it was Navarro who played the ball in, but the shot not able to cause too much trouble for Jan Oblak. It's Danny Rodriguez hitting it first time on his left foot. Corner was then played short by the visitors, and Muriqi just headed the ball wide of the target, bulldozing his way through the Atletico de Madrid back line. Soloth had the next chance for Atletico de Madrid at the other end. The Norwegian looking for goal number 9 for him in La Liga this season. A good corner in from Antoine Griezmann, but the header coming off just the roof of the net. Another corner minutes later. Could have been one of the goals of the season, as Griezmann floated the ball to the edge of the box. Pablo Barrios hits it first time, but just hit the ball with the wrong part of his boot. Couldn't keep the shot down on target. Marcos Llorente and Samu Lino were the next 2 players to come off for Atletico de Madrid. Nahuel Molina and Rodrigo Riquelme would come on. And for Mallorca, Abdon Prats came on up front, and Jan Salas entered the fray to make his La Liga debut. He was welcomed, though, with a very heavy tackle from Conor Gallagher. The Englishman shown a yellow card for his trouble and was quite lucky that the yellow card remained at just that, even though Gallagher actually came away with the worst of that tackle. A lot of blood on his leg. Minutes later, there was a free kick on the edge of the box for Atletico. It seemed like Griezmann was going to take it, but it was actually Rodrigo Riquelme rattling the crossbar with the challenge. Late on in the game, in fact in the final minute of the game, there was a bit of confusion at the back for Mallorca, and Antoine Griezmann was played in, who then went for this sublime finish, the cheeky chip from outside the box on 92 minutes to seal the deal and secure all 3 points for Atletico de Madrid. A lovely dink over Dominic Grief to wrap up proceedings. Rodrigo Riquelme just poking the ball into space for Antoine Griezmann, who didn't need too much encouragement to lob the ball over the Mallorca keeper. And this would see Atletico de Madrid get back to winning ways in La Liga, EA Sports, and temporarily move just 1 point off Real Madrid at the top, who were playing just after this game concluded away to Espanyol. There was even a late chance to make it 3-0. Soloth with a shot that was well blocked. Reinildo coming close with the follow-up. But ultimately Dominic Grief was there to claim it. And that would be that at the Riyadh Air Metropolitano. Soloth denied, as we see here, the chance to make it 3-0. 2-0 was the final score as Atletico Madrid got the better of Mallorca in the Spanish capital.